As you know by now, one way to increase the conflux between your key and key of the universe, key of the nature, is concentration meditation. For concentration meditation, we must sit in a seiza position. Seiza is a Japanese word for a way to sit which would be on our knees. While you're sitting on your knees, as you can see in the picture, which is provided with the tape, you will put your hands together again in a way that is shown in the picture. Your left thumb on your right thumb, and the two index fingers are joined at the tip. And if you look at the picture, you will get a very good idea how it's done. Then you'll bring your hands up and just drop them gently. Wherever they will fall between your laps or on your laps. That's where they stay. So there's no mystic to it. It's very easy and very simple to sit down and prepare for the meditation. As you can see in the picture, your small back is straight and your shoulders are down. They're not up or uptight. They're very relaxed. And if you happen to feel a bit uncomfortable at the beginning, since you have not been sitting on your knees most of your life, then you may, while your eyes are closed, you may just change position to Zazen position, which is cross-legged, and have your hands still put together the same way, and drop it naturally and comfortably in front of you, and continue your meditation. So let's sit seiza, which is sitting on our knees. Put our hands together as it's shown in the picture. Slowly close your eyes. Perhaps looking at one point 2 or 3 feet in front of you, and having that point in mind, slowly close your eyes. Now, think about your one point. We all remember what one point is. The one point is a hypothetical point about 2 or 3 inches lower your abdomen. That is where the weight of the upper body falls, and the mind is also concentrated. So mind and body both are concentrated upon the same point. Now, your center of the universe, what does that mean? That means you know that the universe is a circle or sphere with endless radius, which means from your one point to the right, or to the left, or to the front, or to the back, up or down, they all have a radius of infinite length. That means you're center of the universe. That also means if you take a step to the left, the radius on the right doesn't become longer and radius to the left becomes shorter. It is still infinite. So wherever you go, however steps you take, you're still center of the universe, because from you to all directions of the universe is infinite radius. It will stay infinite radius. So you can always say you're center of the universe. You cannot say you're the center of the universe, because you're center of the universe, the person beside you is center of the universe, And everybody else could be center of the universe. Because as we said, universe is a circle or a sphere with endless radius. Now, sitting in Seiza position, having our eyes closed, concentrating on one point, thinking that we are center of the universe, and we begin our meditation, which is called concentration meditation. The one point gets smaller, 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 and smaller again. Continuously gets smaller, condenses, condenses more, condenses even more. At this point, we begin to expand, which is called expansion meditation. The one point expands, gets bigger, 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 around you, bigger, bigger, includes everything that is there and continuously expands and gets bigger, bigger, expands into the universe and continuously gets bigger. It gets to the point that you cannot imagine it getting any bigger. At that point, you do nothing, relax, let the feeling of expansion flow by itself, and it will. And now we begin to concentrate again and call it concentration meditation. With the every sound of the bell, we are changing from one to another. In other words, we are now doing concentration meditation, which the universe as big as we thought of it is now condensing. Smaller, smaller, smaller again, condenses around the earth, around the city you are in, around your room, around yourself. You and universe become one. In turn, condenses becomes 1 point lower the abdomen and continues condensing. Half, half, half of that, half of that, half of that. Smaller, smaller, smaller than an atom, till you cannot visualize it getting any smaller. At this point, do nothing, relax, let the feeling of concentration flow, and it will. Expansion meditation. Now, as small as you thought the 1 point, now you start thinking of it expanding. The 1 point expanding from all directions. Up, down, right, left, front and back. The 1 point expanding. Bigger, 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 around the earth, expands into the universe furthermore. includes all other planets and stars, their energy, their ki, and expands further from all directions. You're the center of the universe, and the universe is expanding infinitely. Bigger, 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 bigger again. When you cannot imagine it getting any bigger, try again and still try to make it bigger. Because it does get bigger. Just because you cannot imagine it getting any bigger, that doesn't mean it's not getting bigger. We all know that the universe is infinitely big. So therefore, just free your mind, believe that it can expand the universe even furthermore. Then when you really cannot imagine it getting any bigger, at that point, do nothing. Let the feeling of expansion flow. Let it continue. And it will. Concentration meditation. Now, as big as you thought the universe, now think of it condensing. Condensing, condensing more, condensing even furthermore. Again, half of that gets smaller around the earth, around where you are, around you. You and universe become one. In turn, condenses becomes 1 point lower the abdomen and continues condensing infinitely. More, smaller, smaller, half, 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 smaller, smaller, smaller than an atom, till you cannot visualize it any longer in your mind. Now relax, try to find it again. Try to see if you can find the 1 point again that you weren't able to visualize it any longer a minute ago. Now when you see it, condense it again. Let it condense infinitely. It will never stop condensing. It will condense forever. For the simple reason that you cannot turn something to nothing. So when you concentrate and condense the universe, it will not become nothing. It will constantly, forever, continuously condense. Smaller, smaller, smaller again. Half of that. Smaller, smaller. Relax. Let the feeling of concentration flow, and it will. Expansion meditation. Now, as small as you thought of the universe and your 1 point just a second ago, begin expanding of it. The 1 point expanding, the key of the universe expanding, the spirit of the universe expanding. All the same thing. You're center of the universe, and the universe expanding. Bigger, 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 from all directions. Up, down, right, left, front and back. Universe expanding. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Further into the universe. Expands further. Bigger, bigger, infinitely large. Infinitely expanding. Infinitely continuously expanding. It is so easy to expand the universe. The reason is that it is not really you who's expanding it. Universe is expanding all the time, naturally, automatically. You don't have to make any effort. All you have to do is try to reach and arrive to its level of expansion, which is infinite. Just become one with it. Take a ride with it. Let it take you. Let it join you with its expansion limits, which there are none. Let it flow. Let yourself to flow with it and expand from all directions. As it is automatically expanding, just travel with it. Don't have to do anything. Become one with it. Harmonize yourself with it. Believe that you can flow with it and you can expand with it. And you will. The one point expands. The universe expands. The spirit of the universe expands. Your powers expands. You become one with the universe. When you cannot imagine it getting any bigger, at that point, do nothing. Let the feeling of expansion flow. Let it continue. And it will. It will whether you want it or not. So expand with it. Needs no effort. Concentration meditation. Now, as big as you thought the universe expanded, imagine it condensing from all directions. Up, down, right, left, front and back. Universe as big as it was, as big as you thought of it. Now it's condensing. Smaller, smaller, smaller. Half of that, half of that. Half, 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 half. You and universe become one. Think this to yourself. Say this to yourself in your mind. Universe becomes I am. And continuous condensing becomes 1 point lower the abdomen. Infinitely condenses. Smaller, 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 smaller. The 1 point gets even smaller. Approaches the zero but never becomes zero. Never becomes nothing, because you cannot turn something to nothing. You can condense it. You can have it. Half and half and half and half of that. Continuously, infinitely condense it. Smaller, smaller, points get smaller, smaller, smaller. Concentrate on the one point with all your will. Nothing else but the one point. Engulfs everything and condenses infinitely, forever. Smaller, 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 infinitely small. Till you cannot visualize it getting any smaller. At that point, try a little bit harder. Think of it getting even smaller. Try to find it. Focus on it. See it. And condense it even more. Smaller, smaller, half, 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 half. Relax. Let the feeling of concentration flow. And it will. Expansion meditation. Now, as small as you thought of it, imagined it, the one point expanding. Universal key expanding. Spirit of the universe expanding. From all directions, your center of the universe and universe expanding. Bigger, 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 up, down, right, left, front and back. Bigger, 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 bigger. Expand with all your might. Travel with the universe. Travel with the nature. Join the reality of the universe. Join the spirit of the universe. Flow with the spirit of the universe. Believe in the kindness, love, and spirit of the universe. And follow it. Flow with it. It's easy. It's already there. It's already expanded. You're just going through it. You're not creating this expansion. You're not deciding this expansion. It's already there. You're just flowing through it. You're letting it take you with it. Expand it. Flow with the universe. Flow with the spirit of the universe. Imagine it getting bigger, 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 effortless. All the positive powers of the universe in you are one and expanding with the universe, which is infinitely expanding. No efforts needed. It's already there. You can choose to flow with it or not. Flow with it. Expand. Bigger. Bigger again. Harmonize with the universe. Let the feeling of expansion flow. Concentration meditation. Just as infinite as you thought, the universe and the spirit of the universe, key of the universe, expanding. Now start imagining it getting smaller, condensing from all direction. Energy of the universe, spirit of the universe. The key is condensing from all directions, condensing. Smaller, smaller, smaller again, smaller, engulfing everything, including everything, around all the planets and stars and the earth, and condenses again and again, and condenses it again and again, smaller, smaller, comes around the room you're in, around you. You and universe become one. Say this to yourself. Universe becomes I am. In turn, condenses becomes 1 point lower the abdomen. And continues condensing. Infinitely condenses. Half, smaller. The 1 point gets smaller and smaller, and furthermore smaller, smaller, smaller. You and universe are one. The 1 point gets smaller. The positive powers of the universe and you are small, and smaller, and smaller. You and the positive powers of the universe are the same, harmonized, and condensing together. The 1 point is condensing further, the further, smaller, smaller, half, half of that. Smaller than an atom, till you cannot visualize it getting any smaller. At that point, try to visualize it getting smaller again, even further. With all your might, concentrate. Smaller, smaller, infinitely small. At that point, relax again. Let the feeling of concentration flow. Let it continue. And it will. Now, slowly, whenever you feel like it, you can open your eyes and feel how refreshed you are and how powerful you are. Many of the life challenges perhaps would be answered to you now, since you have a clear mind. You can use this power for positive changes and figuring out certain things that you've been trying to figure out. It's a very good state of mind that you have right now after meditation, and you can use it very wisely and positively in your life. It is very good to meditate, perhaps not too close to your bedtime. Sometimes you might be quite in need of rest, and if it's close to your bedtime, you might fall asleep while you're meditating. And so it's a good idea maybe an hour before sleep, and perhaps just as you wake up in the morning. We will have breathing exercise, which we will explore and do on the other side of this tape.